Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy, and today we're going to be discussing power weapons in Destiny 2's PvP. So this video is going to be used as my feedback for them and my overall first impressions. Now feedback is a big part of all this, I can't stress that enough. Good constructive feedback, because everything is subject to change, and when things do change, all we can do is hope that the changes are going to be for the better. And I've already heard the word nerf coming from a lot of players on social media, BNet, and YouTube comment sections, especially involving a very particular fusion rifle, but I think that there are ways around very hard-hitting nerfs to the weapons that we love, and this video is hopefully gonna show you guys how. And the majority of these weapons actually I feel need buffs. So the power weapon category, we have sniper rifles, fusions, nade launchers, rockets, shotguns. There are some issues with some of them in PvP. Some have very huge plus sides without negatives, and others have huge negatives without much plus. And before we get into all that, let's talk about the PvE experience overall. Now the ammo economy for power ammo is essentially non-existent, drop rate's entirely too low, but they have since changed that. They felt the same way that we do. I'm glad that they feel that way. But I think that they shred in PvE, which is good. Heavy damage to named enemies, yellow bars, if you're actually lucky enough to get some of this ammo in PvE. And let's say a friend pops his super and you're using your power ammo, whoever you're focusing on is going to be instantly dropped. It's really good. The shotgun and fusion are my favorite, but the nade launcher and others do really well as well. There are no complaints from me for PvE right now. But this video is going to be about PvP, and in PvP there are 2 power ammo locations that spawn every minute and a half. One person can pick it up at one of these locations only, meaning that when you're going into a gunfight or a team fight, you're only going to be worrying about one other enemy with power ammo instead of 4. I'm a big fan of that. Again, it's changed. It's a little bit different than what we're used to. Also, it's important to see who picks up that ammo. I mean, the screen tells you a whole bunch of information. That way you can keep an eye out for who has it. And I can see in competitive PvP that the person that picks up the power ammo is going to be kind of like a VIP of the team. You're going to try to protect him and use him as your main source for a push. I love it. And I love how they've done the overall experience with these weapons. But I also feel that the power weapons in PvP should be strong, given the the quantity that we have on the map and the things that you're able to do with them, the plays that you can make. I feel that they should be powerful. And it's funny, starting off, I mean, at GuardianCon, Cammy Cakes and I were talking about these power weapons, speculating their uses. Our initial conversation is that snipers are going to have a lot of use, because of long range, you can get picks. Shotguns going to be really good in close quarters engagements. Rockets only get 1 shell, but they should at least guarantee you a kill. Nade launchers looked really good, but the fusion rifles, we talked about it for a long time. We were kind of thinking that they wouldn't have a place, because again, if you think about these engagements, snipers for long, shotguns for short, where does the fusion rifle stand in all that? I mean, there's mid-range, but especially if the registration on them is hit or miss like in Destiny 1, we thought it'd be very hard for them to find a place, and we were way off. So here's my initial impression and feedback of these weapons in PvP. Remember, the beta is very limited. For instance, some of the snipers and shotguns and fusions are not going to have the same impact or range or charge rate in the actual game. There's going to be different ones. The weapon that we're using could just be a bad archetype of the class itself. So my basis for this feedback is giving in the grand scheme of the overall weapons use. So first, starting off, we have the shotgun. It's the retro futurist, and it feels like early Destiny 1 shotgun. It really does. You can even blink shotgun really well with a Voidwalker. It kind of feels like it has shot package. It's very strong, again. But the question I have are the relations, like impact to range, impact to fire rate, things like that, handling. Is this shotgun going to be on the upper or lower tier of shotgun in Destiny 2? I'm guessing upper tier, almost like a Matador. And a good example from Destiny 1 would be a Matador versus an In Times of Need. Matador is high impact, everyone uses it. In times of need, super low impact, super low range, no one uses it. There are a ton of weapons in Destiny 1 that no one ever uses because there's no need to, there's no incentive to. So that's why later on in the video, and actually the conclusion, we're going to talk about this relationship. Because again, this shotgun is really good. You can clear a room with it when you're moving really well in PvP. I have no complaints from it. You know exactly what you're getting out of this one. The sniper rifle, we have the Copperhead in the beta. You have the long range game, and the map itself for control plays decently for a sniper. It's not my first choice on Endless Vale. The competitive map might have a little bit more use. It does 100 to the body, requiring you to go for headshots. Now you can add increased handling to the Copperhead to make it a little bit more snappier, or you can actually put on range for PvE. I like this type of perk set that you can kind of go in between. But again, we aren't sure what the archetypes are going to be. There might be one that does 130 body damage or body shot, but shoots a little bit slower. So far, this is what I have as feedback. Since you only get 6 in this one, and only one person gets it, I feel that the flinch applied to you should be toned down a little bit, almost like vanilla Destiny. It would make the sniping fun again, and when you use it, it's going to be a little more viable option, especially on these maps. Because if these maps are going to stay smaller and 4v4 in nature, you have to think about your average engagement length. Now, I'm not talking about pure no land beyond no flinch, but definitely a little bit less than now. It's still going to reward you to land headshots and make your ammo go as long as possible for hitting those headshots, but we're going to get the full feel for these snipers when we see more maps and different variations of them. The grenade launcher, it has a very, very weird spot in PvP. You pretty much have to get a direct impact with it. Now, there is splash damage, but it seems like it should be more. You get 4 shots after all. I mean, the grenades can bounce with the thermoplastic grenade perk that we get, but even then, it's very weak, and it might be just this particular grenade launcher, but it's not in a good place, especially with the other power weapons. It's almost laughable. I feel, for right now, they should at least either up the blast radius or the starting magazine from 4 to 6. The rocket launcher, again, it's hit or miss, but it's mostly miss. Now, the one in the beta is a tracking rocket launcher. Multiple times I would lock on and I feel like I should get a kill, but it does something weird. I mean, in Destiny 1, if you locked on and they had nowhere to go, it was a kill, regardless. So I spec this one for velocity, and it still feels very lackluster. It doesn't get there. And when you choose a rocket, it's only giving you 1 shell. But I feel on the side of balance, it should lead more towards it's almost a guaranteed kill. I mean, compared to the other power ammo options with what you can do. But if this is the case, like this tracking one, a grenades and horseshoes type perk is still going to be the go-to for PvP. But they have to be gentle with these and those grenade launchers. With too much damage or blast radius or too much of a buff, it could get really out of hand. So right now, I think the ammo count needs to at least go to 2 shells. The inconsistencies right now I see are blast radius and damage, tracking for this particular one. And again, 1 shell isn't enough, especially with the kill potential and consistency of other weapons in the power ammo category. And last but certainly not least, the fusion rifles. There are 2 types in the beta, a projectile one like the Queensbreaker's bow, and a traditional fusion. So the projectile-based tarantula, it's decent for what it is. It starts off with 6, even though it says 4. It does good body damage, but again, especially with this one, with what you're doing, you're kind of using it like a sniper rifle. But this time, you actually have a charge rate before taking your shot. And just like the sniper rifle, I feel like I would like reduced flinch on these things. And I really do like using it. I was having fun with it, but when you're having to actively track a target, their strafe, and then, you know, you're basically having a battle with someone, and when they hit you, it's pretty much over. You have to disengage. So I feel that the balance should be between the charge rate and the flinch and the damage done. As it sits right now, I'd probably just use a sniper over it, really. And the powerhouse of the beta is going to be the main ingredient fusion rifle. So power ammo is hard to get, and even when someone on your team gets power ammo instead of you, and you see that they have this fusion in their hands, you can rest easily.
Oh, no. I get it. Dang it! Why do I never win? Oh, and now I'm going to die to these dudes. Woo! Why do I always lose the power ammo greed trades, though? I want to win the 50-50. I want it just as much as the next guy, okay? This guy's super weak out there, buddy. Yay, there you go. Nice work. He does have the fusion rifle. No wonder he's doing work. That's my boy. That's my boy right there. Oh my god, yeah, that's my boy. Wow, fusion doing work right now. Love to see that.
And thanks to Mr. Fruit for allowing me to use that clip, but the traditional fusion rifle, in my opinion, is the best pound-for-pound power ammo in PvP, and of course that's subjective. I have 0 complaints with the fusion rifle, but there are a lot of people saying it's going to get nerfed. It's too good. Like, they'll see a clip, they'll say nerf, 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 and it really is good, but I think that the route of the nerf should be different. This particular fusion rifle is going to be a type I'm going to be going for when the game launches. It has a perk called Rampage, which is essentially reactive reload. This stacks 3 times, regardless of the fusion's charge rate and impact and range. You get that little extra added buff to your impact. And I'm going to be looking for this Rampage type fusion on launch, also a reactive reload pulse like the Nightshade. If you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, you know how I feel about reactive reload. But this is the one that stands out in the beta. So with this feedback, I stand again on the side of the fence that the power weapons should be powerful. So if you look at these weapons, their kill potential, ease of use, would you rather use this?
One after another. The route is on. Finish it. Double kill. Triple.
Or this?
Show your enemy what a real fight looks like.
or this.
Zone B lost.
Or maybe this one. See where I'm going with this? And a lot of players see this too, and this is where Bungie comes in and how they need to start balancing these weapons. So starting off, this fusion starts with 5 rounds, but it does have enhanced battery. Actually, it's the unlocked perk that you get with it, so it actually has 6 rounds. The shotgun, another powerhouse in my opinion, it does really well. It spawns with 4 rounds, but the shotgun also has a perk called a pitted magazine that grants additional ammo. But with the shotgun, no matter what you pick, you only have 4 rounds. Not sure if a pitted is bugged or if this is by design, but I think 4 rounds is going to be the magic number, guys. The main ingredient shouldn't be nerfed to the ground. It should have its magazine dropped to 4. Again, regardless of enhanced battery or not, I think it's still going to slay, but you're only going to get 4 just like the shotgun. And with these weapons, they are the best, in my opinion, again, and I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me. You know what you're getting out of them. There's going to be a lot of different weapons when the game comes out, different impact shotguns, fusion snipers, but I believe this is where incentive and balance comes into play. In Destiny 1, again, the X Asterisk, it's a fast-firing fusion. No one uses it because there's the Saladin's Vigil, there's the Plan C. There's no point to using the X Asterisk. Now the Matador, or the Party Crasher, again, everyone uses that in the shotgun category. And then there's the In Times of Need, the Bad Counsel. No one uses those, there's no need to. So to me, this is where I hope the game goes, really, because let's think about this. These high-impact powerhouse weapons like the shotgun and the fusion from the beta, I believe that they should have lower rounds. And again, we have 4, that's what I'm picking. And a weaker archetype, let's say when the game comes out, we have a faster charging fusion like the X Asterisk, or a less range shotgun, those should have about 6. So it might not be as powerful, but it gives you the opportunity to make plays when you have a little bit more ammo. Whereas with, again, these good weapons, these high-impact shotguns and fusions, you know that you're gonna get kills a tad easier, so therefore you only get 4. And of course, my little rule of 4 here has to have other things as well. With these high-impact snipers that are going to be coming out, they should have less ammo than, let's say, the Copperhead from this beta, as well as a reduced overall flinch when getting shot at. I feel the grenade launcher and rocket in PvP right now are train wrecks, but those can have very bad potential issues. They got to balance them correctly. I mean, starting ammo, magazine should be looked at, blast radius, velocity. I think all of it should be buffed. I really do. Because as it sits right now, you have one rocket that does random stuff, or you can run around with a shotgun and almost guarantee yourself 4 kills, or definitely the fusion can get 4 to 6 kills depending on your movement. They're just a little bit easier to use, a lot more powerful, and even when the launch happens, I still see this as an issue. Like the nade launcher, regardless of what perks you get, maybe they might have like a little cluster bomb thing, who knows, right? We're straight speculation at this point. But as it sits right now, I feel that even in Destiny 1, we have the Matador, right? I still feel it should have a lower starting round, and the ones should have a little bit more incentive, like a lower range shotgun should have a lot more, or increased ability, something like that. Hope you guys catch my drift. To me, the shotgun and the fusion feel the best, and they should be standard from what you can expect from a power weapon and power ammo from Destiny 2's PvP. The main ingredient and others like it when the game launches, they don't quite deserve the Nerf hammer just yet, guys. This is what got us into trouble 3 years ago. Just reduce the magazine and go from there. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, your thoughts and opinions. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.